Hi and good evening. Today is 31st of March 2024 and today's record or presentation I would like to say is just that I have went to a numismatic fair or convention, some would say, for Kuala Lumpur's convention at KL Central for the past yesterday and today, weekend. A bit sidetracked a bit, yeah. I have not been recording for the past 2 to 3 weeks, so to say, because I had injuries on my back. I've been felt unwell, so I postponed a lot of things so that I can rest up and yet continue to commit to my daytime work. So it's been mind-boggling and juggling around those until that I'm healthy enough to take up more activities. So today and yesterday, I've taken up the back my hobby by going and participating in this so-called conventional fair. So the fair is actually called KLINF by our one of our auction house and those trigonometrics, one of the most I would say reliable or the largest auction house to be a competitor in Malaysia. We have other auction houses specialized in selling currencies and coins. The other one is called unique auction. And of course there are other smaller ones, kind of a bit niche, I would say. But there are this trigonometrics auction house and unique auction house. Both of these are the rivals. They are quite both of them are quite the largest ones in Malaysia. For Malaysia's auction house. Of course, if you say the world, probably I would say Stack and Bowls would be the good ones, or the Heritage Auction House. Both have, if you are looking for very rare or very difficult to find coins or banknotes, and you have a lot of money to spare, those two auction houses would be good, and you will find that they are all genuine unless it is altered or is not genuine or contemporary counterfeit. They will inform in their listing so that everything is very transparent. But one of it is this one, organized and presented by Trigonometric, is the 12th Kuala Lumpur International Numismatic Fair. Runs from last Friday till today. And this year, what is different from the last year and almost 11 years back, they also organized for the first time is the trading card game tournament presented by Boom Cards and Comics. They specialize in grading and selling vintage trading card games, including sports games and comic books. You know, those expensive comic books that are vintage, have rare for collectible items. They specialize in that. To be honest, this is actually the umbrella company to trigonometrics, because trigonometrics doesn't deal with trading cards and so forth. They tried to attempt to, so now they have prepared it well. They decided to separate the two entities rather than park under one entity as trigonometrics. So they created another entity of a company called Boom. Psychologically, to me, is more palatable because for trading card games, you know, you're dealing with people who has a different kind of hobbies and personality of taste of a person. They're more exciting and more caring, you know, and something etc. like that. They're more towards trading card. They don't really bother coins or banknotes. They think it is, if it's old, is junk. Vice versa is the same thing. And throughout this whole time, I met a lot of the. Sorry about the glare. Maybe I should cut this out. I should. Yep. Need lights there. So I met some of the people who do. I met some of those dealers I that normally deal. It's like a convergence of a meeting from all dealers that I have dealt, and they came to one spot. So some of them actually intrigued. Some of them didn't know what is so special about trading cards. They talk about it, and it's vice versa. It's the same thing. Trading card people who collect cards or comic books don't appreciate collecting banknotes or coins. They think it is junk, is like an old newspaper and so forth. They think something like that. Vice versa, they think this is just a cheap cardboard. Just cheap cardboard for playing games. Wasting time. How could it be valuable? Think about Magic the Gathering, the Black Lotus. People still think that it's just junk. And if the it actually is priced at almost six-figure US dollars. Minimum, even worse condition of the Black Lotus, probably five figures. Now good mint condition could up go millions, probably. you know Probably. I wouldn't vouch for that, but I've feel it could go at least around six, a good ballpark six figures of a US dollars, 100,000 to 800,000 or so for most of the general conditions that has been graded. But those top pops, like 10 out of 10 perfection, those you can fetch to in probably six figures, to seven figures, to a million, 1.1, 1.2. It could be. So so Boom actually had run a tournament and also introducing in the Malaysian market for grading trading cards. Now, since before last year, before, like in year 2022, there are virtually no organizations or business or so forth. You can send in for grading. If you want to do your grading and you're residing in Malaysia, you probably have to send it to Singapore or the PSA. Maybe directly you have to deal with in United States, which costs a lot of money and time to organize all this, your packaging, and then you have to seal it, and then you send it to them. You have to mail it to them, and then you have to get insurance, blah 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 blah. Nothing is streamlined, easy, like one-stop center that could help you with that. Compared to coins, we have PMGs, NSGs, NSGs, and for coins, for grading, you just go through to Trigonometrics or other official companies that deals with PMG officially. Then you can send your banknotes to them, and then they will do everything. You just give your items. They'll list it out. They'll inform you how much it costs. Estimated time, around 3 to 4 months, depends. And they send it to the US. They do everything, the shipping, everything, the whole thing. All you need to do is send it in, log in, probably just inform the price that you agree to it, sign out. You don't pay it. Once the is graded and is returned to Malaysia, ready to give to collection, ready for collection by you or by me, the customer. Then you pay them. So there's nothing upfront actually. So those of you who think you don't have money immediately, you can save your money to pay for it in 3 months time. So you got time for, if you are budget strict but you still want to grade your money. So they ran 3 events, same day, 29 to 31st. The day 1 was Wells and Schwartz trading card game, black and white in German. The day 2, yesterday, Saturday, which I attended. I didn't attend on a Friday one. On Saturday afternoon, I attended this one, and today, whole day, day 3 is the Pokemon card. Of course, they didn't have Blizzard's so-called Wizard of Coast for Magic the Gathering cards. So these are generally Japanese theme trading card games event, and it's the first time ever this year is in numismatic fair. They introduced PSA to great trading cards. PSAs, if CGCs is a new product from the PMG side to great trading card games and so forth. So it's a great introduction. So yeah, this is just a simple brochures, as you can see, NGC, PMG, and ASG. ASG is for STEM. According to them, it's still relatively new, and ASG is not run in America, as they was informed. They actually run in Hong Kong base or in Shanghai to grade stamps. Banknotes normally from Malaysia, we have to send it to US to be graded and then return back. That's why it takes around 3 to 4 months. Coins, same thing. NGC, it goes to US. So the PMG and NGC is the brand butter for this association of it's called the Certified Collectibles Group. This is the name of the organization, which they branch out to different type, and they branch out to each of the specific one. PMG is for banknotes or currency, NGC for coins, ancient coins included, and ASG is for the stamp. And now they actually included a new one is CGS. So CGC, if I'm not mistaken, or CGS, I'm not too sure already. That is for a trading card. I think it will be here, we can see. So then we have trigonometric informing this year's schedules for events of auction. Sometimes they do have good ones, sometimes they don't, but anyway, it's relatively great. Some highlights of run for April, the coming auction, coming auctions. There's some estimation price. These are the eye-catching one. Actually, even I wanted it, but it's beyond my capacity to have it. These are one of those rare like straight settlements one, $50 and the $100. Of course, the price is this one, 55. The graded 55 for this one. It's very good condition. Estimated price 80,000 to 200,000 ringgit based on the auction house. But anyway, this is just estimate. The real answer will come is when somebody bid. Yeah, there's some information on how the exhibition rules and regulation. As you can see, PSA was in, and PCGS also. This is specialized in coins. They specialize in coins, but they do currencies. But I more relate to this company, PCGS, to coin grading. PSA it grades the trading cards. Then Boom is the organization that arranges the games, the tournaments, and trading cards. For other than PSA, they have other graders, actually, companies. In Malaysia, recently I heard last year there is one grading company was established in Malaysia. So locally, if you want to save money, if you go to PSA, it's like $100 just for one card to grade. In Malaysia, if you grade it, it's just the same number but in ringgit. So you save four times the price. You don't pay four times of it. You pay four times, because you pay in US dollars, it's 400 over ringgit. You pay here is just 100 ringgit. So you can have that organization. You can have that options. And then you can see here there's PMG, NGC, ASG, and CGC cards. CGC card is actually a new product from them. So still, you can choose. But how reliable are they grading? We don't know unless we try. But for now, if you want to be very safe, you want to think that you are going to sell that card for a good price with a reliable graders for trading card, PSA is the top option. Yeah. Then outside the hall we have other trading cards games like Grand Archive and Bushiroad for Vanguard. And then this side is all about coins and banknotes. So these are the list of the dealers you can pause if you want to look. Now open, yes, it just recently opened. You can grade, as you can see, do gradings for trading card. You want to buy trading cards, you can do that, and you can do official submission center for CGC and PSA. Probably they will extend to other, including the local ones. The local ones actually you can do it directly because they are much more streamlined, much more easier. You just send them by mail, you just put it in the mail, and then they'll get it back probably in 1 month, in 4 weeks time. It's much shorter. It's a tournament they mentioned. Introduction of how submission tiers for CGC cards is about 80 ringgit. But minimum declare value price and so forth, blah blah blah, and you can read it through. Of course, other than CGC, I know PSA is one of the main bread and butter for that. One thing is not yet available to send out in like a one-stop center to send out to grade is Beckett. I've heard Beckett is very prestigious. You know, if you get 9 from PSA, you probably get 8.5 or 8 in Beckett. Getting a grading 10 out of 10 in Beckett is nearly impossible. That's what I've heard. But anyway, I just have heard this from people, from rumors in the convention, in the fair. So don't take my word totally, you know, a pinch of salt, you know. If you think you could as a correction, you can tell me about it. Introduction for stack and ballers, as usual, they're one of the good ones if you want looking for very ultra rare coins or banknote. Brief history of the Rooster Bank is some of this. And then coming on the next convention will be in Hong Kong Internet Numismatic Fair in 2024, 21st to 23rd of June. And another special one from PMG and NGC, the PMG grader, the finalizer, came to Malaysia. So you can send for him, you know, only available on Friday and Saturday. You know, he can assist you a free of charge of evaluation. You know, he can check the grade of your banknotes, see is it what grade level, estimation. It's not officially, it's estimation, because it doesn't mean that you graded that it is absolutely correct, because the environment that is in the fair is there's a lot of noise. The lighting, especially the lighting, is not suitable to inspect completely of the notes decay, I would say, decay or defects, to precisely grade what is meant to be, especially EPQ and so forth. Is very, very difficult. So it is a very fun. I actually came on Saturday, but I didn't bring my own notes for him to have a look. I actually wanted him to have a look one of my notes of my choice. I actually wanted him to have a look of my this one. I wanted to grade this one actually in PMG. I'm still considering, because right now I don't think grading is only necessary when you have extra funds, because it's just only grading, it's not acquiring the note. So that is one thing that I have a lot of second thought, third thoughts of it. But I wanted to bring this because this is free. He could help to evaluate, because to me this looks like fine to very fine, but nearly at the borderline fine. But for its level of fine, because the paper, physical paper, is quite tear and wear, and there is actually tears in here, but the engraving, the print of the intaglio and the picture behind here, and you're still able to read this very clearly. It's not blurred or what, as most of the grade under fine or condition and good and very good, less than 30, you can't see all these features. But for my one, I can actually see it very well. Even in a poor lighting, I can see it very well, as it should. The banknotes only in the center is cracked here, already cracked, but the rest of it, the portrait, are not faded, it's still very sharp. So I think it deserves 30 or grade 30 or 35 on this one. So I wanted his opinion, but sadly, when I came to his table, he's no longer there, or he's already engaged with another collector for grading. So tough luck for me. And I thought I brought today Sunday, then I realized that he only does this on Friday and Saturday, not Sunday. So he wasn't here today. Sadly, disappointed, but it's okay. Nothing bad. So these are the price on the day itself. Normal price is 110, but the price is 89, so forth. So now it's considered as obsolete. So there's nothing special here. NGC, they tell you about how they grade, how they condition, what is the auction price was sold, yada yada yada, and so forth. And then coming at the, if I'm not mistaken, this is in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken, yep. And then recently PCGS, I've heard in the news, they just opened their shop, I would say shop, office in Singapore, so they can actually grade in Singapore, PCGS Asia directly. Probably no need to send them to America or Hong Kong, so it's much faster. That's the thing, we want it to grade fast. Most of the average time is for quite long. So yeah, I think I took about only half an hour to talk about this, but yeah. Anyway, that's one thing about the fair. So let's get into what I bought. Probably I would just explain what I bought quick. So I went to one of the local grading services, the TQG, top quality guarantee. Now, this is actually Malaysian grading company. The story goes that one or two of the founders of this company, they were former graders in United States for PMG, and then they decided to come back to Malaysia because they noticed, if you look at the PMG's record, okay, in their bank notes they have graded the quantities, you will see the top list would be China. Second will be United States currency. So China's banknotes and currencies in under PMG is number one, the largest quantity that they received to be graded. Second will be United States of America, and third is Malaysia. I could not believe that Malaysia sent so many people, so many collectors actually sent to PMG. PMG is quite expensive. Some of them you have to pay up to 150 and so forth. It's ridiculously expensive. Yet, small developing countries, a lot of the quantities of our banknotes is being sent to PMG for grading, being the top 3 of the largest quantity being graded. And so since they know that is the situation, they decided to resign, and then they come back to Malaysia, and then they established this company. So this is one of the first companies in Malaysia for local grading, local graders. So I actually went to their booth and had a chat with them, and then see what is their latest price of products. So they actually gave one price of this. So I haven't opened it, so I'm gonna open it right now, to be fair, to see what is inside. So they give one free sample of the People's Republic of China, 1 yuan. And it's marked as trigonometric 12 service center. So yeah, it's a good collection with trigonometric symbol. So it's a souvenir, I would say, a real banknote, but in a souvenir, encapsulated in souvenir. They just write UNC, not graded, so we do not know what grade it is. So yeah, it's basically a sample, I would say. And this is their brochures of their price of their note. Let's see, yep, modern 1957 to present 38 ringgit, vintage before 56 48 ringgit, running number minimum 25 pieces or note, each of them will be 28 ringgit, specimen or error 58 ringgit. Turnover time 2 to 4 weeks, starting from February 2024. So basically they improved their timing, it's faster. And we have the other global size gradings and yada yada. So yeah, there you have it, one sample note. Then I put this one side, just put this one side here. Yep, another sample I got is actually from this group of PMG. So yeah, this is the one that I've got. Gurney's 2 pence 1999, as you written here, is sample for the 12 KLINF Malaysia, so it's a souvenir for the event. This kind of novelty is very interesting to have and kept, you know, although it's not graded, it just says samples, but it is beautiful because they're actually giving this out for free, no price. It's actually the sample to show you that you can use their grade, and then, you know, physically, you know, you can see the coins inside, the security features, so forth. So it entices you to, do you want to grade with us, or you can choose other products. You know, it's basically a product sample from them. It's the same thing as this. There's a product sample. It's free. So one of it I got is the coin. The other one is the stamp. So I got it also. So the stamp, it looks very elegant. It's very clean actually. I like this one. It's very clean and interesting. You know, again, it's sample and so forth, yada yada. So yeah, no grade, but I think it's very, you know, it looks very professional if you ask me. The way they put this out is very professional, if I would say. Yeah, as you can see, that is this. Oh, it's very professional. So yeah, if I need to decide to grade, I have consideration. Okay, I'll just put this one side here so that put it one side. All right, next. Well, that's all I have for samples. Let me go through some of the things that I normally don't collect, which is coins. Today they had a quick on-site, also a local grading. It's called MDC, Money Demand Collection. I just sent in yesterday for one of my coins that I wanted to grade. It's not the best coins, you know. It sounds like it doesn't worth to grade it, but it has sentimental value to me. So I wanted to maintain it as it is. So that's why I encapsulate it, and not using world recognizable company to do it like this one, NGC. I use a local one called it's called MDC. So I graded this one. Yeah, as it is, if you can see, is extremely fine, detailed. It says detail is rim is damaged. Obviously, this part here, the coin, if you can see, I'm not too sure. Here, the rim is damaged, and of course, it's extremely fine. A lot of those minor details are missing. So yeah, at least I got it graded. This is got it from my grandparents before they passed away, so it has a lot of sentimental value to me, being inspired to collect coins, old coins having value. And these are the coins that I never seen, because that time I never heard British North Borneo, so I only know Malaysia, Malaya, or each of the state sultan, but I never talk about or know about Borneo side of Malaysia, like Sabah and Sarawak. Before Sabah, it was under British. It's called British North Borneo, and Sarawak was under the White Raja by the Brooke family administration. Yep. So yeah, I got this one, and grading is actually quite undesirable, but To me, again, doesn't matter to me. This is actually sentimental to me, so I won't be selling this. I'll be keeping this. Probably I'll be giving to my own family when I get old. If I have children of my own, probably. No, yes, who knows? Let the fate decide. But probably if everything goes as it is, probably I'll give it to my niece, and it's up to her. Appreciate it or not, it's up to her. I'm not going to argue that. So that's the only one. That's the one I bought to send for grading. The other ones is coins. Yeah, I never thought myself buying coins, but I just so enticed because it is beautiful. It extracted my eyes and it questioned myself. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. And I've been drooling to know what it is. It's a Japanese coin, and of course I collect Japanese banknotes quite as priority. So I decided to see some of the coins that I've never seen before. This one is the coronation of the new emperor. So as you can see, it is 500 yen, slightly smaller, but is by color. So there are two types of color here. You can see it says Nippon Goku, the Japan nation, coronation of the king on Reiwa year. So yeah, quite uncirculated, but there's a lot of stain marks I would see, so it cannot be quite high. Probably 65, 66 it can achieve, but I would think because coin grading, they are much more stricter than more detailed compared to banknotes. So I would say the quality would be perfection, but at least it's still luster. You know, it's still shine, it's luster. That at least it gives a value of that. The other one, of course, they told me there is no difference between these two, but I just gotta have it and keep it, for myself. One is a bit more yellowish, but both are lustered. I don't see it is decay from it, but the colors are different, as you can see, right? This is more silver kind of color. This is more bronzy color, more yellowish. But according to the catalog book, these two they're supposed to be one type. So I don't understand why they have two different colors, same coin. This is a bit yellowish. This is a bit more silvery, more stainless steel, more yellow. But both are still very luster. So I don't think that this is actually so-called environmental damage until it changes color from silver color to yellowish color. I don't think so. But yeah, older coins, it might do that. It turn brown to dark colors as they exposed to air, especially oxygen, to being oxidized. So yeah, there are two different colors issued at the same year, same date, same month, I would say. So they're two different colors. Maybe they're surprised, but I don't know. The dealer actually told me they are the same, but I would treat it as different because it's this phenomenon. So probably in the near future, I will go through more detail about the coins in Japan. On this one specifically, is there any specific unissued coin that not supposed to be, or is a special coin, or so forth? Because the dealer that I bought is actually from Japan. This fellow that I bought is from Japan, but he doesn't know. Probably he's too shy because his English is not so good, and like a lot of many Japanese people, if they can't communicate with you, they try to ignore you or evade from your conversation as quickly as possible. So kudos to that. I'll just have to find out from people. So this one, each of them, I got them for 30 ringgit each. 1 2 3 30 ringgit. So I spent nearly 90 ringgit for this one, and this one grading was actually cheap. I got this one. This one's about 30 32 or 38 ringgit for it. So it's cheap actually to me. If not, it'll be 100 ringgit if I grade it for overseas. So yeah, that's all for my coin I bought. I'm not so keen on collecting coins, but yeah, This is one of the few coins that I would buy. Probably Japanese coins I would buy, then Malaysian coins also, but I won't buy most of the other coins because again I'm not interested on collecting coins here. All right, now we're going to somewhere nice. Banknotes. I'll start with the Japanese one first. I bought 3 Japanese banknotes that fulfill my collection, and to upgrade, finally, the last year I bought my banknote, I was very disappointed, but finally I found one that actually sells a very near about uncirculated this 500 yen. Finally I found a 500 yen. Oh my god. In this condition, the only side track of this is actually there is a fault line here. I don't think you can see. There is a full line here. You can see. I think I can't see it here, but there is a full line here, across here. So I won't say it's a completely gem uncirculated. Maybe about uncirculated. 4 corners. There's no curve, no foxing, no any. There's no center fold or vertical, horizontal or vertical fold, other than the fold one line here. But he, and surprisingly, that dealer I found is actually a local dealer. I think he's from Perak or Penang. He's not a local dealer in Selangor or Kuala Lumpur where I am residing. So you see, going to these fairs, most of it you congregate into one place where you can meet everyone across the world, which narrows it down easy for you to find the banknotes you want, especially the rare ones or the difficult one to find. This is one of the difficult ones to find. Why? It's the prefix. This is a single prefix, D. Just D. The common ones, this 500 yen is actually 2 alphabets like D-O, D-A, D-B, D-C, and so forth, etc., etc. The numbers are still 30, and the back is 1 alphabet. The front one is very important. Whether it's single alphabet or double alphabet. Double alphabet is more common. They're very cheap. They can buy for uncirculated, gem uncirculated, for probably at 30 to 40 ringgit. But this dealer has a stack of it. Okay, I think he has a stack of it, about 30 pieces, 25 to 30 pieces in one stack of it. Among all those stacks he has, only 2 is just a single prefix. And he, of course, the dealer didn't know the significance of the price. He's just selling for each one for 50 ringgit. So I'm already making a saving of more than probably near 50%, because according to the catalog, this one is about 100 ringgit to 150 ringgit for uncirculated. So it is a gem. I finally got it. Everything looks fine and I'm very happy. Actually, this is, to me, among all the things that I buy, this is the biggest highlight for me to feel exciting and happy that I finally acquired something and upgrade. I actually have one, but it's much poor condition. It's been widely used. There is a fault line here and a missing piece right here. Finally, I got something for perfection for collection. Disappointed there is a fault line here, but anyway, the fault line is minuscule. It's not directly in the middle. It's on the side of the corner. So probably is an accidental fold while somebody's trying to keep this banknote. So yeah, I'm actually very happy that I finally got this one, a single prefix. So the other one, probably I'm just going to sell it for a cheaper price. I bought it from eBay, actually, that one, because it's virtually very difficult to find this single prefix anywhere from the dealers. So I bought it from eBay, but finally one of the dealers, a local dealer, has it. So probably a lesson learned for me is probably I need to go to Penang and other places where the dealers are, where their office or their shops are. Go there and noodle it, as what Australia would say. You just noodle and find those banknotes you want. He actually has a stack of this 25 to 30 of this 500 yen stack, all brand new, uncirculated. It was pristine. There's no stain marks and so forth. So it was a big find. And among all the stacks, only 2 is a single prefix. He didn't bother about it, so I just pay him 50 ringgit. Actually, it might cost 100 to 150 ringgit. I pay him 50 bucks. The other one is this one. This is also a Japanese one banknote. This is 1 yen. There are 2 types of block number that differentiate the price. Block number 1, as here you can see, this is block number 46. You can see that. Yep. Block 46. Block 1 to block 46 is the most common one. The print is a lot. And then they have block number 47 to 48, and then Japan was defeated in the World War II. Those 2 blocks have a very small print. I've already got the 47 block, the expensive one. I didn't have the cheaper one. So finally I found one, and it's UNC, uncirculated, and the price he put was 50 ringgit. Again, this one actually gave me discount for 5 ringgit, so I'm paying 45 for this one. I pay 45. Yep. And then the next one is Colonial. This is one of the series that I had is completed. I would say is completed series for me. It charged me is 80 ringgit, pretty fine, but gave me a discount 5 ringgit, so it's 75. So I bought both of them from the same dealer. This 2 is actually the same dealer. So 80 is supposed to be 130 ringgit. He gave me 120, which is enough generosity because it is uncirculated. I'm not able to find this note, and to me this is worthwhile, because this is very rare in Malaysia. If you want to get this note, although the quantity is a lot, but most of it is for such a condition, you can't find it elsewhere. But luckily he has one, and this type is more difficult to find. So the price is relatively the same with the other variation, but this variation is much more tricky to find, more difficult. Okay, that's all I have for Japanese that I bought. The next priority I bought is America. I bought this one in one set deal, 150. The man gave me 120, so I get 30 ringgit discount. Now what's so special about this? What's so special about this? You might wonder, why is it so expensive for just this? The condition of this is a star note, but the condition is quite poor. Year is 1963 series. If you look at the catalog, this should be very cheap. This is supposed to be probably around $30 US, but with such a condition, it looks like it's just face value. So I'm going to consider it just a face value price. But it's a star note, so give or take, should be slightly more than this face value, probably 25 to no more than 30 for its condition. So if you calculate it, 30 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is already 120, so it pays off itself. But what is so special is he sells it as a set. There are another 2 notes that he kept. Is this 2? The condition may not be pleasant, may not be great, it's not uncirculated, but it's one of those mysterious notes that is very so-called supposed to be excitingly rare to collect. No, the value is not much, it wouldn't be that much, but yeah. What's so special about it? I just realized it from there is it's the 1963 B series. So for most of the people who know about this, the Americans or US banknote collectors, they would know this is Joseph W. Barr. Secretary of the Treasury. Now, what's so special about this signature? This man, according to American record, he is Secretary of Treasury, one of the shortest tenure of Secretary of Treasury at 28 days. Only 28 days, less than a month. He was in this position, and the banknote was printed, supposed to be meant to say it only printed 1 month, so impossible. The quantity would be a lot, but actually, according to the Bureau of Engravers, the engraving, they said they printed a lot of this, even though it's just 28 days. So it's very cheap, but definitely more than its face value, even in such condition. I mean, this condition is quite bad. It's folded multiple times, but stain, yep, this is much lesser stain, but this one, it has a lot of stain. Big stain here, big stain here, but yeah, even the number looks very nice, 666-81005, but nothing binary and so forth, whatever it is. I treat it as a normal note, but finally I can collect my first ever Joseph W. Barr note, and it's only $1. There's no $5, there's no $10, there's no 50, there's no 20, there's no 100 for this signature. It's only $1 was printed within that 28 days. So yeah. So I've decided, to keep one of the notes, and since it's a very rare commodity on this, I would say rare commodity, I'm going to give this to my friend as a gift for his birthday gift. So happy birthday, here's your present. So I'm gonna keep this one side and so forth, but of course the biggest price that I buy is supposed to be this one, because it's a star note and it's in 1963, but I believe this star note has been printed a huge quantity, a lot, so the price will not be fetching very high, but definitely more than its face value. So that is all I got for the US dollar, and quite disappointing for me, because I expect that the Japanese and the American banknotes should be a lot in the market to sell. I was expecting it, to be honest. I was really expecting it, but no, it was very little. A lot of it they're actually buyers and selling is actually Central Asia, Africa, and East European banknotes. If you're looking for those countries, then yeah, the sellers, they have it all. So I actually did bought some of them. I would consider that as exotic banknotes, because nobody buys have African continent banknotes other than South Africa rand, and also Egyptian pound. So let us continue my other purchase. Another purchase I bought from one of the dealers that I know of. I've been to their shops when I was in uni student. Is in Australia, the Pacific Rim Coins. They're established in 1989. They're Australian bank. One thing I don't like in Australia's dealers is you can't bargain with them very fair. The price that they're selling is extremely high. No matter how you deal with it, you will be on the losing side of the market. Definitely, you will buy it for collection, not for investment, and you pay a much more higher premium, probably at 20 to 30% more expensive than the normal market. I bought this one because I need it in my collection for it. I didn't expect it, but I found one that I think the price is reasonable, $60. So yeah, I just fork out 1 2 3, about less than he charged me about 160. So there's a slight discount that he given me, but yet I would know I'm on the losing side. Always will be. For all Australian dealers, I will always be in the losing side. But yeah, I need to complete my collection for the last series of the Germany 50 mark. I already had until 100 mark, so from 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100 German mark I have. The other one is probably the high denomination, like the 1,000 mark. Those are even rarer and super ridiculously expensive. I would buy in the far future, but not now. But at least I'm happy the common denomination up to the 100 mark, I've have it before they change to EU. So that's one. Next, what else I will show first is this one. Finally, from last year's convention to this year's convention, last year's convention I have the 5,000 Syrian pound, and I bought them in 10 pieces. If you recall, last time I bought that is because the serial number at the back. I get to buy 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, and again is 300 with the number here changed, the 2. The rest remain the same. I did it again for the 2,000 Syrian pound. This year, on the other hand, they've got a stack of the 2,000 Syrian pound. So now finally I have complete set for the series, for the current series banknote for Syria. I don't know, the 5,000 were easier to get compared to 2,000. The 2,000 are much more difficult to get. Probably because of Bashar al-Assad's face, probably. But I did it again. This banknote, I did it again. I got 10 pieces. Each pieces is about 470. So because they're selling at USD, so it's 1 USD. So there's a few ringgit. They just chopped me off to round it out to 5, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just 4.7 times 10, that's 47. So it charged me 45 ringgit. So relatively, I am very pleased to have less than 50 ringgit in my budget to get 10 pieces. So again, it's the same thing: 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, and 00. The 00 at the back is 300. So I played again the same thing. The last year I bought is 5,000 Syrian pound, 10 pieces, same thing with the back number. Again, I do the same for Syria, for 2,000 Syrian pound. Of course, the 5,000 with that time is much cheaper because the exchange rate now is much higher. Ringgit is weakened, so it's a little bit more expensive. Next is my last minute shop today. I got this one. I didn't realize it, but yeah, it just clicked me. I'm actually not wanted to pursue it, but I just gotta have it because these two notes, they are much difficult to find in Malaysia. Not many Malaysians would have Bhutan. The 500 and the 1,000, and this 1,000 is actually a commemorative banknote, birth of the Prince of Bhutan. They have come up with normal banknotes, which for general circulation, and also with an album. I didn't able to find the album one, but the dealer, actually I think he's a Russian, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's Lithuanian. Sorry, he's a Lithuanian dealer. Have this, and I think the price was slightly higher than I expected. So but I do know this is very difficult to find in Malaysia. Not many have that. And the dealer that I know of, he actually spot 9 pieces of it. One of the pieces is I bought it from him. There, voila. So I picked quite a nice number. He has a running number, but anyway, probably after this fair next week, he is probably the only person who has this banknote selling in the market in Kuala Lumpur. Another one I bought is the higher denomination, the 500 Ninglum 500 is also another note, current note actually. This is a current note used currently. It's a 2020 series. A lot of Malaysian dealers, they're selling the lower denomination. Those are very easy to get. The one, the two, the one, the two, the five, the 10, and the 50. They're easy. But the high big denomination, they are virtually very difficult to find in Indonesia. Even you found, they sell it very expensive. So to me, he has a stack and he sell actually quite reasonable price. I won't say very cheap nor too expensive, but around that ballpark price. The value of the market to acquire this is at the ballpark. So he didn't earn much. He should be earning a little bit more, but to be fair, but anyway, it's a fair deal, I would say. That one is an advantage for this one. But it's a good thing that I got this one that nobody that is very difficult to acquire. This is a commemorative. There is another one. It's a regular general. Don't again. I have to find that one. But anyway, at least I had the commemorative banknote. The number I got this one is 7250. This one is 33525525. At least it's something few running number around there. But anyway, at least I have a high denomination for Bhutan. How much I paid for this? Both 150 ringgit. I paid for 150 ringgit for both of these. But bear in mind, the expensive one is this one. But he charges it not. There's no special premium. Because of as a commemorative, you can charge an extra premium. He didn't, so he changed it as according to the exchange rate in Bhutan. So this 1,000 is probably around paying about 20 US dollar. So 20 euros, and this one is charged about 9 euros. So roughly at the ballpark. I think it's dollar. Sorry, yeah, $20 and $10. That's one done. Now what's next? The next one, I went to a dealer who is China, Chinese people from mainland China, based upon how they talk and how they communicate each other. And of course, I'm also Chinese. I try to speak with them and try to understand. I didn't came from a Chinese educated school. I'm mostly from a national school, so I learned English and Malay. I didn't learn my native tongue language. Kudos to that. So all of this I was paid for 135 total. Sorry, 135. He gave me 5 ringgit discount. So what I got for 135 ringgit, this year's series issue from Macau, from Bank of China, or in Portuguese called Banco da China or China. These patacas, the Macau currency, both are exquisite, to be honest. Looking at it, it's very nice. It's for commemorative, having a lion dance. They actually done this one. Actually, I like the lions. They have another series for last year, but it was not really nice. This one, on the other hand, is beautiful. It attracts my eye very big. I like it. That's why I bought it. Again, I bought it on whole set. The whole price is 135. It's actually very cheap. Actually, it's very cheap. And another one that I'm trying to achieve to acquire myself is the latest updated China's currency. I have the Chinese currency renminbi for this kind of design pattern for 1999, the earlier one, which is now much more expensive, is uncirculated. They're much more expensive. And also the 2005. This is a more updated series, and they actually sold for a set. I actually didn't want the $1, but the $1 I have. This one I have already, and a much more nicer number. So everything. This one is 2019. Is updated in 2019. This $1, and then we have $1 renminbi. Sorry, 1 renminbi. This is 5 renminbi updated one version in the year 2020, 4 years ago updated, but of course this is called series year 2020. They can be printed last year, it was printed this year, it's printed 2 years ago, but definitely after year 2020 they keep printing. It's like same thing like the American series. And of course the big advantages compared to the previous year printing series is they added a little bit more security. Excuse me. They added security features, more security features into the banknote, because Chinese banknotes, earlier ones, they excuse me, sorry, have counterfeits. As I recorded a previous video about my Chinese banknote, I have 150 renminbi is actually counterfeit. It was my holiday, my vacation in China, and I paid 100 renminbi for something for 20 or 30 renminbi. They gave me back the change. One of the change, the 50 yuan, 50 renminbi, the light green color one, is actually counterfeit. I got scammed, basically. But anyway, now it's much more difficult to scam or to counterfeit because they added more feature. One thing I like about Chinese banknotes, they still retain the universal braille. So when the blind people, when they touch the banknote, it's universal. Regardless who you are, if you learn braille language, you know this is 5 instantly. This is 1, and then later is 10. This 10 is 1 and 0. The L shape like this actually is 3 dots. This 3 dots means 0, and 1 dot up corner is 1. You know, if you compare to other banknotes to identify that it is denomination, you have the center here. 1 wave is considered 10 patakas, 4 in Macau, and if you have 2 here, mean if you feel it, you have 2, then it is 20 patakas. But the thing is, if you don't live in Macau, you will not know. A lot of the banknotes in the world is they make it uniquely for their own country, the banknote. But China, when they think about blind for disabled people, I think it's very brilliant. They still maintain and using braille system, which is anyone who is blind, whether you're Japanese, American, Ethiopians, or in South Africans, or you're British or Spaniards, if you learn braille, then you know the banknotes value straight away, because Chinese banknotes, they still use the universal braille system. So it is very lucky. And I bought this set actually. Again, the numbers are actually quite nice. 6667, 66697. It's not so solid or so forth, but actually it looks very readably nice. But anyway, I just need one set of the latest Chinese banknotes, the currency they are using today in China, and uncirculated choice. This is all uncirculated. 10 renminbi, latest one, printed. This is a 2019 series. Then we have 20 renminbi, 2019 series. Then I have the 50 renminbi, 2019 series. A little bit wonky here, but yeah, it's still not full. 2019 series. And the big one, 100 renminbi or 100 yuan, 2015 series. I think they're going to upgrade it in 2024 or 2025, a new updated series on this, because the Chinese the government, they wanted to upgrade their banknotes to add more security features to avoid being counterfeit, because as you know, Chinese renminbi is going to be part of the world's reserve currency, or the largest one, as an alternative from US dollars, uh, Chinese renminbi, Indian rupee, and Russian rubles are fighting against US dollar to persuade other countries to use these currencies rather than trading it in US dollar for trade. So they're trying to push in that position, especially the Chinese uh, position. So yeah, I got the set of these notes, which is finally, at least it's a completed set, I believe, and with the addition with this one from Macau, I think it's a very good price if you ask me. For 135 bucks, supposed to be 140 ringgit, it gave me 135, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let me put this back in. Sorry, let me put this back in the sleeves. Yep. What am I doing? This one is already sleeved. It's just the Chinese made brand. Yep. So there you go. I'll put it back in here so I can catalog it properly before I separate them. Yep. There you go. Okay, that's another one closed. The next banknote that I bought is Mauritania, a new one, 1000 Oguya in polymer format. I had the paper one, but I didn't have the polymer, so I got this one for about, say about less than 10 ringgit. I forgot how much I bought this one. I think I had the receipt. I keep this receipt so that I know that today how much I bought this one. So I didn't have that. I don't have a receipt for this one, but I remember I bought this less than 10 ringgit. So yeah, the Mauritania projects. So again, now other than the 3 countries that I focus on, now I have a lot of other countries that I have bought because it's difficult to find. The next one is a commemorative. I seen this last year. Till today, a lot of the local ones don't have, but again, somebody brought it from, I would say, from Caribbean, and I bought it here and selling it, and it's a hot cake. It's sold out. I luckily got a piece that is a good number, which is AB515666. I hope this one is a 5. There is a 555 That would be much more interesting. This is actually commemorative banknote. 40 years, if I'm not mistaken, is written here. It says, let's see it there. It says 40-year anniversary. I think it's independence. They're celebrating their independence for 40 years from the British. Yep. This $2 is very, very beautiful. Very nice, I would say. Very, very nice. Sadly, I actually wanted to buy this as a gift for my friend, but problem is they all sold out very quickly. It cost me 20 ringgit, $2. Eastern Caribbean Central Bank cost me 20 ringgit. Anyway, again, it's much more difficult to find it in Malaysia. Nobody has it. And other than that, I bought this one, 20 pesos. For about 20 ringgit. It's uncirculated. It's a polymer, quite generic, if I'm not mistaken. Bank of let me see how much I actually got this for. Oh, correction. It's supposed to be 2 euro and 90 cents. So it's about 3 euro. 3 times 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's about 15 ringgit. So yeah, remember it's a very good price, 15 ringgit. Next I've got is another commemorative banknote. Not new, but it's quite relatively old. Never thought of buying it, but since it is there, the fellow has it, I better get one of it. Is the Argentina 50 pesos. What's so significant about this is this banknote talks about of the Falkland Island. Actually, it, reclaiming of the Falkland Island. You know, Falkland Island is quite controversial. The British still consider it as their own territory. Argentina demands that this Falkland Island return to Argentina's sovereign. The British were willing to do that, but since you engage us with war games in the past, currently it's quite difficult to, you know, acquire that, to hand over Falkland back to Argentina. The local people who lives in the Falkland Island had a referendum, and they decided to still remain with Great Britain. So it's even harder to return the sovereign to Argentina. Whether it's, I do not support Argentina nor or the British about the Falkland Island. Leave it to the people over there who lives there to decide. And yeah, so this is a commemorative for the liberty of the Falkland Island. Okay, next and the last batch that I bought. How much is Argentina I bought? Yeah, the Argentina I bought is this one is very cheap, €1.50. That means it's about 8 ringgit, less than 10 ringgit, which is a good position price. And the next one that I bought this one. I had a paper one, but I didn't have a polymer one. So this is actually the polymer. Saudi Arabia for 5 rial. Yeah, uncirculated polymer. I have the paper one, but I never seen the this one. So gotta have it, gotta keep it, gotta save it, and it looks very beautiful. Printed year 2020. I don't know why I didn't have it, but anyway, it's uncirculated. It's beautiful. Next one I bought, this out of hand, is Angola, Bank of Angola polymer, 2000 kwanzas. Number wise, pretty much okay for me. Numbers is okay for me. And it looks very nice. Actually, it's quite eye-catching, but the problem is the strap was too tight. It damages the polymer and is bended here. And you know, as I said many times, polymer, once they bend, it's forever be there. It cannot be repaired easily. So there's a pro or con on this, but I don't focus so much on Angola much, so I'll just have it as a nice collection. This one, I've been trying to find it, and finally I got it. Of course, I have this one. What's so special about this one is commemorating the of Crimea, the annexation of Crimea by the Russian. This is 100 rubles. So this one, actually, and why I bought it so special is because according to the dealer, he's Russian. He's actually Russian. He told me that this is very difficult to find because this is a replacement note. Replacement note quantity is very little. I actually had one of these, but it's not a replacement. How do I identify its replacement? He told me is this character, the Cyrillics, the K and C for Russian alphabets, the Cyrillics, is smaller than the number. You see that? Is smaller. If it's smaller than the numbers, they are replacement. If the K and C Cyrillic is larger or equal to, I think they say it's equal to the size of the number, that is a regular note. It's not a replacement. So kudos to that. And how much I got this one? Well, what he sold me this for, if I'm not mistaken, $15. So for a replacement note, I think is very fair price. And again, he did say it's very difficult to find. The Angola one I got, it is actually quite The Angola one I got, this one is actually for €4. So 4 times 5 is 20 ringgit. So that's very cheap also. And talking about this one's about $15. Next I bought is this one. Again, specifically I bought the same dealer with this one. He has a lot of replacement. This is actually Macedonia. But I already had this one. What he told me, the unique thing about this banknote, this is actually replacement note. How do we identify replacement for Macedonia? Is the SS. As you all know, former British colonies like Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, we use ZAC. The first alphabet ZAC is considered as replacement note. Now for Macedonian is SS. So I bought 2 banknote of SS. Why? One is for my own collection, another one is for my friend's gift. Her birthday is coming up in April, so gotta get her something for her gift, for a present. And the next one I got is a new banknote from Central Bank of Nigeria. I had the older one version, which is they literally actually changed the entire color of the banknote. I don't know why. They should have a reason. Normally they don't radically change colors to another different color dramatic, because a lot of people may not able to read or know, because once you see a banknote from far, the shape of it, you know it's Nigeria. If the color is that specific color, you will know in your brain quickly that is 200 naira, something like that. Colors used as an indicator of the banknote's value quickly. You may not know how much it is, but you know that banknote from far, that is 100, that is 200, that is 1000 based on the color. So this is one of the radical change. They actually changed color. This is printed just last year, 2023 series, so it's relatively new, this banknote. If you ask me, for Nigeria, this notes are actually quite beautiful. I actually kind of like this feature. of this banknote. It's very nice, brilliant. So, and how much I got the Nigeria? The Nigeria one I got probably around $4.70. The Angola I did tell. The Russia one is $15. This one each is $9.50 times 2. That's probably $19. And then you have to convert the price, etc. It becomes times 4.7. You get about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about less than 100 ringgit for this 2 piece. Again, is a replacement note, and I know there's no replacement note around in Malaysia dealers. They don't have it, so that's why I bought the unique one. Slightly expensive, but they're unique. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is all that I got from the convention for the past 2 days. I have few other banknotes that I have won in the auctions. They haven't arrived yet. I'm still waiting for it, and hopefully by that time I would receive those banknotes that I can review again. Most of it is from United States banknotes that I bought from auction, and yeah. So the next fair for Kuala Lumpur numismatic fair and coin would be on, if I'm not mistaken, let me just record it, the date. I think it's written here. Let me see, hold on. It's written here in the catalog book. That's why I did know when there is the next one. This is Hong Kong. That's not how they present it. where is it? Yeah, the upcoming event. This is the upcoming auction. If I'm not mistaken, it's coming in October, in conjunction with the auction. So where is it? Probably. Let me see. I remember it's written, so I did recall about the month. Funny, it's not here. PGC. It's not written. Ah, here it is. It's at the back. The next one on the 13th Kuala Lumpur International Numismatic Fair will be on October 2024. Scan the QR code if you want further information, or go to the webpage www.klinf.co, and you can find out more information on that one. Again, this one is one of Malaysia's largest numismatic fair, where everyone can congregate into one spot. Organized by Trigonometric Auction House. I would like to say thanks to them for organizing such a brilliant fair that is superb, that many of the local dealers are actually trading on the floor, buying notes that we cannot find in you cannot find it in Malaysia. It's difficult to get it, difficult to acquire it. But anyway, what's the difference between the last fair event compared to now? The plus side, I would say the fair, I would say the greatest thing is actually the trading card, the introduction of trading card. So you're bringing in more different niches and congregate in one area. Virtually you see a lot of younger generations who are playing trading card games, because it's a tournament. They came, and then they get some education and exposure on collecting banknotes, collecting coins, collecting stamps, as a way to inspire them to attract the hobby. And vice versa for the older generation, knowing the prospect that the trading cards have value added for investment. So it's a top side that both of these worlds are coming together. I think it's a very big surprise. Even for me, it's very shocked that a lot of dealers that I know don't understand this trading card game. How is it going to be more valuable for investment? How can it shoot up to thousands of ringgit, or thousands of dollars for such a card? Like, for example, the Black Lotus. How could it be that expensive? It's just a cardboard paper. That kind of mentality. I think today they learn a lot of things. They can settle down, and then have a second thought, say, hey, maybe it's worth the money to explore that. So yeah, that's a high side there. And then introduction of PSA and so forth. I think it excites me, because I do have trading cards, but we don't have accessibility to grade them, a proper grading system. So now we have some proper channels, a one-stop center to give it to them, grade it, send it to the official grading, and come back and pay them. I think that is a great start in the Malaysian market for trading card investment now. I think it will be very big. And of course, later on, comic books will be included. People still think that comic book is just wasting time. You should read philosopher books, history books, economic books, but not comic books. Now some comic books have their value of money. It's a big consideration for people to collect them for investment. So that will probably we'll see on the coming October's fair. But it's a great introduction for this one. Now the bad side is some of the dealers, like from Middle Eastern, specialized in Middle Eastern currency, were not there. And a lot of the dealers, I find that the previous convention they came, and they came back again. The same dealers that I know of, they didn't bring in anything new. So it's a quite disappointing part for me in that situation. I feel very disappointed. I was expecting that the Japanese would bring in more Japanese because I've exposed them the last time that I met them. Of course, some of them forgotten about me. They don't recognize me because they travel and they only met me one time, so they might not remember. Uh, so I did ask them that I'm looking for certain banknotes, 10,000 yen and so forth, but they failed to bring out. So I was quite disappointed again that I didn't acquire the notes that I wanted. There are not many notes that I am actually looking for, as you all know, or as I know. This year I was focusing on American banknotes, American currencies, mainland China currency, and Japan. And all these three was not available. They're quite limited. You can see it's not much. So if this continues like this, I think it's going to be again very dry. But the Russian dealers, they always bring in something new. So that is a good part. So majority of the dealers, they're not much there. It's quite sterile for me. Compared to last year, on the banknote side, I think last year is much better than this year. I bought more last year actually than this year, and most of it I bought this year. They're quite cheap only. Didn't buy very expensive one. I did find somebody selling the US dollar, the old 1899 silver certificate, the big bills. But I noticed that I wanted to buy. It was very cheap. It was 700 ringgit for that piece. But sadly, when I looked more closely, it was graded. Not to worry for me. But that irritates me is that it has comment by the grader, and it graded. The grader actually put a note that this is it's a note that is previously stick to a cardboard and it was removed from it. I really don't like that kind. If it's a stain, minor repair, I can accept that. But that note was used for the purpose of presentation display. It's basically same as what it is like this one. Sample notes, sample coins. It's similar. It's just it doesn't have any feel for me on that note. It's been glued on the cardboard. It was removed from the cardboard. It has that situation. So I think thrice I decided not to pursue the purchase. So I didn't have a huge purchase this year that reached more than 1,000. So I'm still hovering it at around less than 500 ringgit. So I am quite happy with the budget that I have bought banknotes. So that is all for today, and hopefully I'll put up more posts for you and for myself for a record. Again, this is a record of the items that I bought so that I can remember. Again, this video is actually for my own recording purposes, but I wanted to also share to everyone to expand their hobbies alongside with me, or inspire you to start collecting banknotes or coins or anything. It's not just collection for fun, but mainly of course it should be. But you can think on the safe side. You're not wasting money. You can, because these are actually has value added, and the longer you keep to keep these banknotes, the more they increase its value. And then when the time needs, you want to sell it and so forth, you get back your return plus profit, extra profit. So that is the advantages of banknotes. They are like houses. They won't devalue. The reason is banknotes are fragile. They are paper. They are cottons. They are supposed to be used and have a very high wear and tear. So as time passed by, most of the banknotes will decay, and then the grade would drop. So if you kept those banknotes seriously very beautiful, and cap it out from any sort of decay, then the quantity of the uncirculated as time goes by, it will become smaller and smaller. And then if the quantity becomes smaller and the demand goes up, the price goes up. It's that simple. So again, for all of you, thanks for watching. You give me a like if you wish. If you have any comments or whatever I say is quite misleading, do explain and tell me, because I'm still learning, and sharing knowledge is very caring. So thank you everybody for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. But for now is good night and bye. Thank you.